What's up, guys? It's Brand here from Bloody Breakdown, and today I wanted to do, even though it's been just over a week now since the movie Happy Death Day to You has been released, I just saw it 2 days ago, as a matter of fact. Meant to get around to this a little bit quicker, but it's been a bit of a busy weekend, so I'm going to get into it. It's still a spoiler-free review. Like I said, I know there's been, a week and a half, 2 weeks coming up since this movie's been out, but like I said, I just got around to it, so I know there's plenty of other people out there that want to see it, that are excited about it, would love to hear about it, but don't want to have it spoiled. So, with that being said, let's start out with the fact that there has been a little controversy about this movie. Nothing big, but there are a lot of people out there saying that this movie doesn't really feel like a sequel, like it was a completely different avenue taken, like it wasn't really so much horror. And that's kind of true in a way, but honestly, I don't see the need for the amount of negativity I'm seeing by this argument about this movie. From what I'm seeing, this movie, even in the last movie, it wasn't a straight-up horror film. Obviously, the movie was a horror comedy. It had certain elements of maybe even a little sci-fi in it. Now, I will say this sequel ups the ante on the sci-fi, in my opinion, but it's still a horror comedy. And there are parts of this movie that are heartstring pulling. There are parts of this movie that are funny, that are, horror elements of suspense and things of that nature. It's really a melting pot of genres in one movie, if I can use my 7th grade American history terminology there. I enjoyed it. Let me go ahead and say that right now. And the reason I think that this review is going to be somewhat short is because it's another one of those movies that's kind of hard to walk the fine line of explaining, giving an opinion, and not spoiling too much. So I'm going to, like I say, I do want to keep it to a minimum on this review, but what I will say is this. It is not a straight-up horror film. I honestly believe if you thought that's what you were getting coming into it, maybe you skipped out on the original. Because whereas this movie is familiar in what it is, it also kind of blazes a new trail in its own right. So I think it's honestly what I would expect from a sequel of this caliber film. It's familiar and honest to what it is and what it was, but it also goes in a slightly different direction as well. You're going to see more characters. As far as I'm concerned, I don't remember anyone from the first one that wasn't a part of this one in some shape, way, form, or fashion. So pretty much the entire crew is back. There are a couple of new characters, a few new characters in this film. And what I thought was really interesting was the fact that there are a lot of characters from the original film that are kind of background characters that get more of a push to the forefront in this movie. So you learn a little bit about those characters that you weren't maybe so familiar with, but you remember from that film. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think that where it's not a straight-up horror film, don't know why you would think that, there are horror elements in it. And for the horror crowd, I think that they would probably enjoy it. That's something I think that this movie is maybe, I guess what I would say is I think this movie should have been marketed to more than just the horror crowd. I think this movie could be enjoyed by the masses at large, and I don't think that many non-horror fans or fans of this type of genre are maybe going to be going to see this. And I could be wrong about that, and I haven't seen any returns yet from the box office. I'm not saying it's going to do poorly. I've heard that it's not doing fantastic, but, take that with a grain of salt. I'll say this. I enjoyed it. I thought that it was a suitable and fitting sequel to the original. I'll be buying it when it comes out on home media. I'm not going to say if I know anything after watching it about a potential sequel, but I will say if that is something that they're thinking, I will go see that as well, because I think this was a good follow-up. As sequels go, especially in some of the subgenres that I just mentioned, when you get a sequel that is, you know, at the end of the day, when I watch the film in the theater, I go, that was pretty good, I enjoyed it, you know? And I think that if you can get that now out of a sequel, hell, that's actually doing pretty good. There have been several movies of this caliber I'd see a sequel to and go, that was garbage. So, you know, maybe just me, myself personally, I don't understand where all the negativity is coming from. I, quite frankly, like I said, I enjoyed it for what it was worth. It's an entertaining film. And like I said, I'll be picking it up as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray or 4K or whatever. So yeah, that's my spoiler-free review. I'm trying my absolute best to be as vague as possible for people who want to see it, haven't seen it yet. Maybe I can kind of steer you in the right direction and make up your mind if it is what you want to do, if it's not what you want to do. That's how I see Happy Death Day to You, as spoiler-free as absolutely possible. So, with that said, I do want to know what you guys think about this film. Keep in mind, if you have already seen it, this is a spoiler-free review. People are probably going to read some comments. Try to keep it spoiler-free down there in the comment section as well, if you could. Also, while you're there, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. If you're new here, subscribe and ring that notification bell. We subscribe twice now on YouTube for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. But do it, because that way you'll never miss another upload from us here at Bloody Breakdown. Also, guys, check down below in the description section. Not only will you see the links to follow us and friend us on various social media sites, you'll also see a couple of links and ways to support the channel. And here to tell us more about how you can support Bloody Breakdown is this guy. If you enjoy my content and want to support Bloody Breakdown, here are a few ways you can do so. Become a patron of the channel at the Patreon link below. You can make a one-time or a monthly contribution. Simply select a tier of $1, $5, or $10 and unlock the perks that come with your tier of choice. Perks range from early access of videos to your name in the credits listed as a producer. Check out our Amazon wish list with tech items that could go a long way in improving the overall quality of the channel and the podcast. Install Honey. Honey is a free web browser extension that automatically finds and applies coupon codes at checkout for over 30,000 shopping sites, saving you money and coupon searching time. It only takes 2 clicks to install, and using my link in the description section below helps to support Bloody Breakdown. It's a damn fine sales pitch, me. And with that said, everyone, I'm Bren from Bloody Breakdown, and we'll catch you next time.